What's going on, guys? It's Jamie. Welcome to the channel Thrift on Fire. As you can see behind me, we are covered in snow here in Ontario, and this has been a pretty good storm for us. It's lasted for 2 days, and this is what we're left with: kind of ice underneath everything, and a big pile of snow. So I'll be staying inside today for the most part, but I wanted to share with you 5 things that sold recently and 5 tips or tricks for eBay. So let's get inside where it's warm. If you've never done this before, we're going to send a best offer using the eBay app. So if we just go to the regular app here and we look for send offer to buyer. Okay, we have all these offers we can send. I got some dunks here. We can send an offer for those. Free shipping. I picked these up for I think about $15. So I think I would be happy with maybe $180 sale on these. So we're going to submit it. Expires in 48 hours, so the buyer, any watchers for this would have 48 hours to accept my offer. So we made an offer on that. You know, we can make offers on other things too. So let's try these Nike ACG clogs. I actually just sold these, so I did a relist, but now somebody's interested again. So let's say $100. So we're offering 3 people $15 off on this item. Makes sense, right? So the longer you wait to come into this section, the more these will build up. I probably won't send an offer on these Crocs because I have free shipping, so there's not a lot of profit there anyway for me to be giving a big discount. This hat, I do believe I maybe picked up at the bins, so we could send an offer on it as well. So let's just send an offer of $26. And it's just as simple as that. So now if you do this, you know, every day, if you have offers, or once a week you go through, it will definitely help you get sales. But basically you want to make sure you look at how you have your shipping set up before you make any offers to make sure you're not going to lose any money or anything like that. That's why with the Crocs, I don't really want to offer $5 off because there's not a ton of profit in those, and I do have them priced really well anyway. And for me, it's winter, so I don't expect to sell these until spring, summer, that area. So I'm not going to be sending an offer out on this because it's just something that's going to sit until it does sell in the right season. All right, so this is a really nice one. Let me just load it up for you here. It was Guitar Hero Live. This Guitar Hero is pretty nice, to be honest. It's pretty much all sealed, but the game was missing. I was gonna try to maybe buy the game for 11. I think it was worth about $11 or something like that on eBay. I was gonna pair it with this because I didn't have the game to sell. But with this one, I just decided, you know what, I'm gonna list it the way that it is. Whoever wants this probably has the game or wants it for the guitar. So I did that, listed it for $60 plus shipping. Now right here, you see it says $20 shipping. This one actually went to the US, so it was $25 shipping. Plus, I think there were some taxes and stuff. It wound up being actually like a $90 sale, but the actual price of the item itself was $60. And I think it cost me pretty close to that to ship. It's actually sitting right here. Let me grab it quick. So this was a sale from yesterday, actually, and I just took 2 big poly bags and actually split one of them and then slid it in. Because it's already in the box, I don't feel too bad about shipping it this way. It's all got all the original packing material. It's not in perfect condition, and there's a sticker on the box, so I don't think the person buying this is buying it to put on a wall or anything like that. They're buying it for the brand new guitar inside. So that's just how I packed this one. And I think it went for about $23 to the US, something like in Connecticut, something like that. It's not that heavy, it's just the size, right? And then anything in the US generally costs me around $18 to $20 anyway. So if you, all things considered, with this being a little bit larger of an item compared to, like, you know, shoes or t-shirts or video games and stuff like that, and those still ship for about $20. So it's not really all that much more money to ship this Guitar Hero guitar, but pretty good profit. Picked it up for $5 and wound up selling for $60 plus shipping. So in this example, we're going to use Google Lens to show us what exact make the shoe is. You know, obviously we talked about looking up the ARC number for the inside shoe, but if for some reason that was missing or you're just unsure, we can use Google Lens to figure out the model and make of this shoe. So the first thing you need to do is go to your smartphone. I'm using an iPhone. We're going to hit the Google app, and then up at the search bar here, or up in the search bar here, you can see a microphone and a camera. We're going to pick the camera, and then at the top, Google Lens. So we're going to just use our own camera. So we're just going to snap a quick photo here of the shoe. I didn't even take a very good photo at all, but you can see on Grailed, here it's saying Reebok, so that's clearly wrong. Poshmark, you can see these shoes essentially. So this is going to be what we have. And Nike, Air Max, ST International. Yeah, that's pretty much what we have. So there's a couple things I do with this information. Sometimes I will just copy like this, copy, then I'll go back to eBay. And we can just paste in the search bar what we found. You know, not the same color. Here's one the same colorway right here. So this is exactly, what are they calling this? Dusky cactus. So it's pretty quick. We figured out what this was without a whole lot of work. Okay, here are all similar ones. Thought maybe we'd see mine listed here, but we don't. So this particular one's not in the best shape right here. There's some condition issues. I've had it for a while. But if you're unsure how to look things up, Google Lens is great. You can use this for video games, clothing, pretty much anything you can take a picture of, and it will search Google for a picture or something very similar, and you can use it to your advantage. Like I said, a lot of times I'll just copy and paste back into eBay, and then you can look up the item, search comps, whatever you need to do. So if you've seen this short, how I turned $20 into $120 quick, well, I lied just a little bit. It wound up being $100 quick. So I had a best offer on this one, I think $80 last week. And I essentially just sent back a counter offer of $100, and the guy accepted it. So very nice, clean CCM jersey from the 90s. This one's from the 90s. Pretty cool. And I'll show you in a little bit how you can determine that. And it's right here. Okay, so just this tag here, if you look it up on Google, you can tell that all the 90s ones had this sort of thing. It's not one of the more modern throwbacks. This in particular, the little rink with the CCM. And then I think if you look, I don't know if I can actually zoom in. Let's try to zoom in. This one's trademarked in 83, but it's not from 83. But it still gives you an idea. When you're just looking at that tag, you can see this old. And this one's made in Canada. Like, there's no doubt about it in my mind that this one is from the 90s. But yeah, if you do some research on Google or even comps on eBay, you will be able to tell that that is an older tag. So yeah, I didn't turn $20 into $120, but I'm still really happy to turn, $20 into $100 on eBay really fast. The next tip I wanted to show you guys, I'll show you how I do it first. So these are my bins. Sorry, look at this place. It is a mess in here. I do apologize. So, I've done it a few different ways, but clothing 4, green, FMP, that's Facebook Marketplace 1, yellow, black. As you can see, I'm using a lot of colors. There's like a shoe one. But basically, these are my SKUs, and I'll show you where you put that in eBay so that you can find your items really easily. So once again, we're just here on the eBay app. We're going to go to our active listings. Now here in our active listings, we'll just find something. So here's a jacket, right? It says it's in the pink label, so I know it is in the pink label. So if I go to revise listing, right, here's all our pictures, our titles. Under item specifics, when we click this section, at the very bottom, there's a little section that says custom SKU, and right there you can see I just typed in pink. Okay, so I'm just going to close this, discard changes. I can see that custom label is pink, but when somebody clicks on the actual item here, so if we click on just the actual listing, it doesn't say pink in here at all. So somebody wouldn't say, what does pink mean, or anything like that. Even if you go to item description, doesn't really have that in there. So that custom SKU is just for you. It's something that you see, and I use it personally, and I think a lot of other people use it to identify a location of an item. So if I'm wondering where this Helly Hansen jacket is, I know I'm going to be looking in pink. So if I sell it, that's exactly where I go to find it. Now, sometimes I forget to put the custom SKU in, and then I think in maybe past videos, you see me have to dig through and try to find the item. So it's really important to know where things are when you sell them, and that's a really easy way to do that. So the next item I've had for a little bit of time, not that long, maybe 4 or 5 months, something like that. These are roller skates. They're called Rage 4x4 quad roller skates. Very nice condition. They definitely look to be older to me. I'm going to guess that they are probably from the early 2000s, late 90s, something like that. Let's take a couple better looks. Roller skates have been around for a long time. These are more modern. And if you just look at these things, you can tell that they've got some age to them, but they're in really great shape. So these wheels here, if you just take your hand, so they're not perfect either, right? They got some issues, but they do spin really nice. So the bearings in them, if you give it a big spin, they spin really fast. So that's something that you're looking for. If it's got a bunch of hair or dirt or something and it's, the bearings are no good, you have to basically say in the listing that there's something wrong with the bearings. They might need to be replaced. These ones don't. So I got $50, I believe, free shipping on this guy. And it wound up going, this item went out to Winnipeg. So I think it actually cost me about $20 Canadian to ship these. So I'm in them $8. So there's not a lot of profit there. There's like, 20, by the time you take fees, I probably made about $20 on this thing max, maybe even a little bit less, but it was still a good pickup. Not something that's going to sell super fast, but stuff like this does sell. So if you do see it, you can get it cheap enough. Definitely consider picking it up after you check comps on eBay. The next tip I want to show you guys is that you can just use a simple setup for lighting and taking pictures. So here's my setup, very simple. I have a couple box lights. Now I like these better. I had tried these LED light panels before, but I do find these have a nicer light. So let me get it set up here. So I just have the LED light on right now. So if we have our shoe and we turn on the two box lights, right, you can see the difference. I have lots of light. Sometimes if I wanted to, I have this light here. I can show you. You can add light from the top as well. That definitely helps. But essentially, you just want to have a nice lit area with a background that is at least consistent. So I'm just using, sorry, I'm just trying to turn this light off. I'm just using a wooden table with a wooden background, and then it frames in very nice. And if you look at my pictures, that's all that's happening here. It's just a nice solid background and a nice table, and they turn out pretty decent. I don't think they're the best thing ever, but for eBay, I think they're fine. I know eBay really wants the white background and all that jazz, but I find for most resellers, this method works absolutely fine. All right, so this next one for me would be a seasonal item, but the buyer lived in North Carolina, so I'm sure he'll be using this right away. It's an FJ, just a pullover golf windbreaker or jacket, right? Got the 3/4 zip. It's a pretty nice one, actually. I like this colorway a lot. I definitely think orange and gray look good together. Nothing really special about this guy. I paid about $8. I like to add the measurements here too. So it's a little bit bigger, right? An XL. Paid $8 for this guy, turned it into $29 plus shipping. There it says $15, but I did charge $20 shipping to the US. So the buyer in on this is really about $50 all in. Shipping cost me about $18. Like I said, I was about $8 into the buy with fees and everything else. It's still probably a healthy, $15 to $20 profit here. So pretty happy with that. That's a nice little buy for me. And I didn't really expect to sell it yet. I was thinking more spring, something like that. Spring, summer, this thing would sell. But, if your buyers are in like warm places like Florida, North Carolina, California, whatever, items like this will sell year round. In this tip, I want to show you how to figure out shoe size. So this is just regular ASIC. I think it's like a gel, Nimbus 11, however you say that, whatever it is. So you just take a look inside here at the tag, right? I don't know how well you can see that, but it doesn't say men's or women's or anything like that. You can look up the number on top and maybe it'll come up. But if you're really unsure, all you really need to do is jump on over to Google. So right here, we're just in Google. We're just typing in ASIC size chart. Now, if I go here and click on the top link, we're going to get men's, women's, kids. I do believe that this is a women's, so we're going to click women's. Now, all we're doing is we're looking at the size, so size 8.5, and that's what I have. It's 25.5 centimeters, which is correct, and it also says Euro size 40, right? So I know this is a women's 8.5. Now, if I go back and take a look, oops, I'm back too far. If I go back and look at the men's 8.5 here, it's going to say centimeters 26.5, and then Euro is a 42. So we know that doesn't match. So we know this is not a men's shoe. This is a women's shoe. And that's something that I do probably on a regular basis. And it's good tips because if you buy shoes sometimes at the thrift store, if it's a unisex shoe and you're not sure if it's a men's or a women's, you're going to have to figure it out for yourself. Sometimes, I think Saucony's and stuff sometimes says women's right in the tag. Different brands say different things. But if you're unsure, that's what you do. So this is for ASICs, but like anything, if you go to the Nike website, you can look up their size charts and you can compare the size on the inside so that you can have a good idea if it's a men's or a women's shoe. And the other thing you could do is you could say, even though this is a women's shoe, you could figure out that size €40 is a whatever. So if I go into men's shoes here, back into the men's shoes. So if I look down the charts, let's see if we can find the euro. €40 would be a men's 7. So €40 equals men's 7. So for this next one, I'm going to show you a couple items, but I will consider this one of the 5. So we're going to start with this one. This was Tailspin for Sega Genesis. Now let me just grab the screen here. You can see this one is really clean. It's got the manual. No real extra issues with like the cartridge or anything like that. And it is super clean, right? Now the other one I wanted to show you here. Let's see. I'm going to have to close this. So now the other one I wanted to show you was this one for Sega Genesis. This one sold for $20, but as you can see, it's not in the best shape. There's no manual, and actually on here, I still have the Rogers Video stickers on it. So they're basically quality-wise very similar in price of what these would be worth. You know, the first one I showed you was about $34. I think I had it listed for $36 and took a best offer. They're basically the same quality of game. Now this one, because it has the extra stickers and no manual, you know, I'm losing about $15 on that one. And by losing, I don't mean I'm actually losing profit off it. It's just well, kind of. I mean, that is just what it's worth. It should be worth about $35, and because of the condition issues with the stickers and doesn't have the manual, you know, it's a $15 difference from the first one I showed you, the Tailspin, right? So Tailspin is about 30. I think I sold it for $34 plus shipping. I had it listed for $36. That was the best offer. And then the Disney one, World of Illusion or whatever it's called, I never actually even heard of that game, but it looked pretty cool. It sells for about the same thing, about $35 if it's in great condition. Mine, the cartridge is in really nice condition, but in the case is in nice condition. There's no manual, and with the stickers on it, that kind of hurts the value of it just a little bit. And that's the difference. I just want to show you guys the difference between like a really good condition video game and, you know, the same quality video game, but maybe not in the same conditions. It can affect the value, but in this case, you know, I'm still happy with both sales. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like videos like this, give it a thumbs up. Hopefully this helps somebody. If you're a new eBay seller or even an old one, some of these tips and tricks can just help on everyday eBay success. So like sending offers, no brainer, obviously. Looking up things with a Google Lens, a really good idea if you're not sure what you're looking at or you're trying to find an exact model. You know, stuff like that can really help. You know, taking solid pictures is definitely something you want to do. So the tips and tricks, even though they are simple, these are all very, very, very helpful things to help you in your eBay business. Now, if you guys have any questions for me, at Thrift on Fire at Instagram, send me a message. I'm more than happy to get back to you. I don't claim to know everything, but I hopefully can steer you in the right direction. And if you leave a comment on the video or on any of my videos, I definitely try to respond as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care, stay safe. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.